Well, 2.5 years ago, it was the most unlikely and most unexpected alliance. Uddhav Thackeray of the Shiv Sena broke up with the BJP and formed a government with the Congress and the NCP. Many predicted that it would die soon, but it did last this long. Ultimately, though, a rebellion in his ranks has forced Uddhav Thackeray to resign as Maharashtra Chief Minister. But the drama isn't over yet. There are a lot of challenges that remain for the Shiv Sena, including who the real Shiv Sena is. But what exactly led to this rebellion and what is the future for the Thackeray family? Joining us exclusively on NDTV today is Aaditya Thackeray, former minister in Uddhav Thackeray's government and of course Uddhav Thackeray's son. Aaditya Thackeray, thanks very much for speaking to us. How did we reach this point, Aaditya Thackeray? How do you think you came to this point where your father faced the kind of rebellion that he did?
Like you mentioned earlier, unexpected. I think that is the word, because to be betrayed by your own is a whole different thing altogether, and especially in the time that they took advantage of. When my father, the Honorable Chief Minister, was just out of surgery, was in isolation. That was the sad time that, these traitors have taken advantage of, and good luck to them for whatever morals they have.
So you're saying that this came as a complete shock to you when this news started breaking 10, 12 days ago?
We had a certain idea. We had a certain idea of a couple of people's ambitions and what they wanted to be. And they were also offered those posts whenever, exactly a month before this whole drama started. Having said that, I think whatever's happened has happened, and everyone knows what has happened. And the Chief Minister has been, very graceful, very large-hearted. And you've seen the things unfold in the last 24 hours.
It's said that there were a lot of differences that Eknath Shinde had with you in particular and was resentful of your rise within the government and within the party. How would you respond to those allegations?
I wouldn't see it from my side that way. I've given more than enough respect to everyone. But it's sad if someone's sad about someone rising, a colleague rising, or a junior colleague who you've worked with, or someone who you've treated as family. For us, all of these people are family, and for the last 15, 20 years, we've worked together, been in opposition together, come into government together, faced the hard times together. And if someone who you've seen from the age of 10, 12 is, doing good work, being appreciated by people, if you start getting jealous of that instead of being happy and proud and blessing the person, I mean, that speaks a lot about moral values and humanity out there. So, I wouldn't have anything to comment on that.
But would you say that there was an ideological churn within your party with the Eknath Shinde faction saying that you had given up on Hindutva and core Hindutva? In fact, again, coming back to you, they seem to resent your sort of more progressive approach to politics and, felt that you had deviated from the core agenda of the party.
If you see, to be honest, in the last 2.5 years of work, never have I ever spoken or criticized, anyone in the last 2.5 years. There's not an iota of politics that we've actually played. I think the real disadvantage we had is we may not be seen as the hardcore politicians, and probably good people do not have a place in politics in our country today. But having said that, if, going to Davos and getting about 50,000 crores for the state is wrong, maybe we were wrong. If going to COP26 and speaking about the climate agenda and trying to push the climate agenda, sustainable development, trying to bring younger people, women, people who have more perspectives than just one into the mainstream. If that is a problem, maybe that is a bigger problem. But I guess that's not something we're, here to accept. We're here to listen to more perspectives, have a Maharashtra that was peaceful in the last 2.5 years, not have communal tensions flare up. And yet we were the party that went to Ayodhya after the swearing in was done. The Chief Minister has been there twice after being sworn in. I've gone there. I think the perspective of what they perceive Hindutva to be is way different from what, Hindu Samaj Bal Saheb Thackeray thought it to be, or the party president thinks it to be, or the larger people in Maharashtra.